Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically we are discussing about one topic that is management. Basically. One of the person told that basically what actually the management is. Then this is the management basically. This is the management. This basically you can see that is the perfect management basically. We will see one very dangerous example. That is basically you can say one example basically. One person told that uh, nobody basically is supposed to touch me basically. Nobody means even the death also basically is not supposed to touch me. So he actually created plan basically. He means assume that basically one person basically who is into the human clone industry, he told that basically his people basically are the uh, supporters of his death basically. So he was basically confused actually. What actually one of the person basically told that basically yeah what he is speaking basically we don't understand basically. We are not able to understand the thing. Then he told that assume that we will take one example, then it will be clear. And this is actually the real management basically. One of the person told that this is the management basically, the perfect management basically you can say. Assume that here basically we will not take too much of example, but one example will be enough. 100 types of human blood cells created. The perfect management basically you can say this is the example of perfect management basically. One person told that yeah I have never seen the management like this basically. 100 types of human blood cells created. 100 types of human blood cells created. That means what basically? One of the person asked the question, what is actually this means basically? So this is equal to what? This is equal to what basically? So he told that 100 types of blood cells equal to, assume that basically one blood cells, the groups who created, they told that one blood cells can get 100 years of age. So 100 multiplied by 100, that comes to how much? See the calculation. See, so we will see the calculation directly. 100 multiplied by 100, that is 10,000. 10,000. So the person basically who created the blood cells, he told that I have created my age as a 10,000. As a 10,000. So I will have the age up to 10,000. So here basically we are talking about that 90,000 year age basically, the groups who are connected with. So they are basically doing the entire management basically. Yes, entire management is handled by that group only. Basically. So he told that 100 types of blood cells is created. One blood cells is group basically, that is basically the one blood cells are basically getting 100 years. So 10,000 years basically. So here basically this everybody knows basically. This is the normal thing basically for the people who are basically watching the continuous videos. These all are the normal things basically. So here the dangerous thing is what basically? That is the person who created his blood cells. He told that he created his blood cells. He created 100 blood cells, 100 blood cells basically, right? Which is mapped in his body. Which is mapped in his body. So he have 100 blood cells which is mapped in his body basically, which is connected to this basically, which is connecting to this, which is connecting to this. So this is basically also clear. So he told that he have 100 blood cells and he created 100 types of blood cells basically, which have one blood cells basically can have 100 years. So he basically is going to get by default 10,000 years. So whenever basically the disease or anything basically is going to connect to his body of these blood cells, of these blood cells, he will never die. Why? Because he is already created the 100 blood cells equal to 100 years. One blood cells equal to 100 years. So 100 multiplied by 100 equal to 10,000 years basically. So he is getting 10,000 years basically. He is getting 10,000 years basically. He is getting 10,000 years. He is getting 10,000 years. So he is getting 10,000 year basically. So 10,000 year basically. So he one of the person wrote that 100 blood cells, one blood cells equal to 100 year. So whenever basically he in one blood cells basically he assumed that basically that is created and which is connecting to the hundreds of disease. So whenever he is getting that disease basically, he will never die. Why? Because he has already created the antibiotic everything basically of that disease, which is that this 100 types of blood cells which is connected with the set of blood cells or which is connected with set of bodies also basically. So these bodies basically are creating antibiotic everything basically they are managing. So like this basically the mapping is done. So see the management, see the management. So now basically his body is connecting to any of the ideas basically which is connecting to this 100 blood cells, then basically he will never die. Why? Because he already created the 100 types of blood cells and which is connected with the 100 types, which is connected with more than 1000 more than the 100 crore people basically, and that 100 crore people basically are using these blood cells and creating the ideas, and that also basically the maximum level of ideas. So in future basically if he will think, he will be thinking, then basically he will never get the disease. Why? Because the antibiotic, yeah, 100 crore people basically are already thinking. If they are thinking as they are basically thinking up to the beyond. So if they are getting disease basically, then basically the antibiotic is already created because they are going to get disease, they are going to get medicine. Like this basically this data is connecting to this group also. That is this person body is also basically. This person body is also basically connecting. That is the vice versa basically you can say. So if this person basically, if this 100 crore people basically are getting disease and they are doing the medicine, so he is by default going to get the medicine because these blood cells basically are directly connected with this 100 crore 100 blood cells which is basically inside his body basically. So see the management. So 100 blood cells basically, if they are dying basically, then if the doctor basically are saving him, that means by default this person basically is going to get the antibiotic. So he is not going to die ever basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic which we have discussed just now.